Hello, welcome to another Rangaroos unit of the Reek, and today we're taking a look at the Wasp MK.IIc, available to the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division. So there really is little to say. The Commonwealth forces wanted a flamethrower on a universal carrier, and so they put a flamethrower on a universal carrier. The Mark I model just had a fixed firing flamethrower on the front, while the Mark II had a flame projectile on the turret where usually the Bren gunner would be. Now the funny thing is the model in game for the 3rd Canadians is the Wasp MK.IIc. Now the Canadians would end up making their own Wasp MK.IIc, the Mark IIc. The main difference between that one is that you would have the fuel tanks not in the cargo area, but on the outside of the tank at the back. So we have the more regular British model for the Canadian division instead of having the Canadian model. Pretty funny, I have to say. In game, the Wasp MK.IIc is available from A to B phase for the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division, and it has one weapon. So you have a flamethrower, 9 accuracy, 33 rounds a minute, trove HE of 80 shots, and range of 260 meters. It's all pretty standard vehicle-based flamethrower with enough range to outrange Panzerfaust and Panzerschrecks. The vehicle stats is 1 armor all around and is open top, so very lightly armored, bad stealth, a speed of 33 km off-road and 70 km on the road, and low optics capability. In battle, the Wasp MK.IIc is a pretty standard little flamethrower unit. It's pretty much the bare minimum of flamethrower vehicles, as it is just a flamethrower on a basic universal carrier. But it's still pretty good because a flamethrower, vehicle-based flamethrower, is still a vehicle-based flamethrower. And it burns shit. It burns a lot of shit. Buildings, infantry, vehicles that get too close. It's pretty bloody good at doing it. And the Wasp MK.IIc, combined with Canadian stormtroops, make taking towns during the initial stages of the game pretty easy. You get the Wasp MK.IIc running down the roads, burning any pioneers and Panzer Grenadier squads that they dare come across, and the stormtroopers slowly making their way through building to building, engaging and spotting units for the Wasp MK.IIc to deal with. It's fantastic in town fights. It's pretty good if you can use it in ambush positions to, try to ambush a few vehicles that come around the corner. It's a very good, cheap, basic flamethrower vehicle. It's nothing too fancy, and it gets the job done. Main disadvantage is it dies pretty easily, as even 1 armor means MG42s can actually kill you, which isn't all that great. But apart from that, it's nice. And I'm going to leave it off there. This has been another Rangaroos unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.